Stop for a moment and imagine there's an invisible storyline dictating your every move, an ancient code you've never consciously read, yet you follow its commands so faithfully you never even notice it's there. This hidden script, embedded deep within your subconscious, might be steering your career choices, shaping who you fall in love with, and even determining the flavor of your favorite ice cream. It's not like you've deliberately chosen these preferences. It feels more like they chose you. Now ask yourself, are these truly your choices, or are they echoes of a silent puppeteer that's been calling the shots since you were too young to form conscious memories? We tend to believe that with enough willpower we can override any negative thought or habit. But what if the real power lies somewhere else entirely? What if your surface-level intentions are nothing more than the tip floating above an iceberg of unspoken beliefs? Beliefs formed when you had no defense against the world. This subconscious narrative, forged by childhood experiences and emotional imprints, can be so deeply woven into your psyche that you mistake it for your true self. You might wake up every day thinking you're freely choosing your actions, only to find out those choices have been orchestrated by a script you never wrote. By the time you finish watching these next steps, you'll peek behind that invisible curtain to discover the origins of your subconscious code. We'll explore how your inner mind communicates in dreams and symbols, churning through illusions you might never question. Until now. You will see where these codes come from, how they can sabotage or catapult your success, and maybe even find the pen to rewrite them in your own words. Ready or not, it's time to read the script for yourself. You've likely had a bizarre dream or two that made you question reality. A recurring symbol, maybe a staircase leading nowhere, or a strange animal chatting with you in clear human language. Could these surreal vignettes be nonsense? Or might they be a coded dispatch from your subconscious mind, beckoning you to listen more closely? It's no coincidence that the unconscious uses riddles and metaphors. While the conscious mind demands logic and linear explanations, your deeper psyche prefers cryptic symbolism. Sometimes it speaks in images and emotional surges that feel more like a jigsaw puzzle than a coherent message. This is part of the hidden language your subconscious employs, a poetic form of expression that can slip by rational filters. If you look at the art and rituals of ancient cultures, Egyptian hieroglyphs, sacred ceremonies, mythological stories, they carry symbolic weight for a reason. For centuries, humans have tried to interpret the grammar of their psyche through stories of gods, monsters, and odd dream sequences. But what happens when you ignore these signals? You might miss out on understanding the life's direction your subconscious is nudging you to take. Imagine having a built-in compass for your emotional well-being, only never using it because its signals are too obscure. Dream dictionaries and pop psychology blogs sometimes attempt to decode these messages, but real understanding comes from exploring what that symbol means uniquely to you. Your subconscious frequently defies official definitions. Two people might dream of water for entirely different, deeply personal reasons. If you've ever found yourself stuck repeating the same toxic relationship patterns or procrastinating on goals that matter, these patterns could be your subconscious quietly painting the same picture over and over, hoping you'll finally pay attention to the brushstrokes. So keep your eyes and ears open. A sleepless night brimming with strange symbols could be more than just a random brain glitch. It might be your hidden self sending you cryptic postcards from the realm of your fears, desires, and unseen truths. You might think you know what you believe about money, relationships, or success, yet it's often the beliefs you don't know you hold that drive your life. Picture an iceberg with a shiny tip above the water. That tip is your conscious self-talk. Easy to see, easy to manipulate. But beneath the surface lies a monstrous mass of old influences. The expressions you soaked up from caregivers, the leftover emotional imprints from childhood embarrassments, and the silent conclusions you formed when you had no words to articulate them. These hidden convictions are so ingrained that you fail to question them, living them out as if they were gospel. Consider how a toddler might witness parents arguing about money. The atmosphere is tense. The child senses fear or anger whenever finances come up. Without a rational filter, that child's subconscious might conclude, money causes conflict, or having more money leads to misery. Now fast forward 20 years, the adult struggles to save or even unconsciously sabotages career opportunities. Rationally, they might crave financial success, but deep within their mind, money is dangerous. Their unchallenged blueprint, the result of experiences they can barely recall, persists with unrelenting conviction. This phenomenon can apply to love, confidence, boundaries, practically any domain of life. Maybe you tell yourself you're destined for healthy relationships, but your hidden blueprint screams that you're unworthy of genuine affection. Or you try new business ventures, only to bail out whenever real risk or effort is required, because a voice from the depths keeps chanting, "You'll never make it." The irony is that you might not hear it with your conscious ears. You might just feel a vague sense of dread or suffer self-sabotage that appears logical in the moment. But underneath all that is a story you've been living by for years, possibly decades, written in an invisible ink that's rarely exposed. If you can spot these conflicting beliefs in action, you might also realize how seamlessly you've woven them into your identity. And in noticing them, you're already beginning the process of rewriting. Because once you see the blueprint, you no longer have to blindly follow its design. At times, it's hard not to feel captivated by the idea that your destiny is carved in stone, dictated by your past. But here's the breakthrough. Your brain is more malleable than you might have ever imagined. Neuroplasticity is the scientific word for it. With the right cues, your mind can be reshaped just like clay, forming new neural pathways that override outdated scripts. You don't have to remain a puppet to your buried beliefs. One powerful approach is hypnosis, a method that invites you to slip beneath the defenses of the analytical mind. In that restful, focused state, suggestions can bypass your usual mental gatekeepers. Alternative dialogues and possibilities can seep into your subconscious, effectively reworking the internal rules you once accepted without question. Affirmations and regularly repeated self-talk can also shift entrenched beliefs, provided they're used with genuine intent and emotional resonance. Mindlessly chanting, "I am wealthy," won't suffice if you inwardly scoff at it. You have to latch onto the spark of possibility and keep feeding it until it glows into conviction. Another tool is neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, which deals with how language patterns shape our interpretations of reality. Through subtle shifts in the phrases you tell yourself, you can spark shifts in your perspective. For instance, do you catch yourself saying, "I'll try," instead of "I will"? That small linguistic difference can reveal deeper subconscious reluctance that erodes your commitment. By consistently choosing words that embody the mindset you want, words that exude confidence, clarity, and empowerment, you strengthen neural circuits that reinforce that new mindset. Of course, none of these methods are quick fixes. Rewiring a blueprint etched into your psyche since childhood demands patience. The rewiring process can feel like you're coloring over a dark canvas with brighter shades, layer by layer, day by day. But the moment you commit to rewriting, you pivot from being an actor in someone else's play to becoming the playwright of your own life. As we venture deeper into the psyche, it's time to confront something many people avoid: the shadow self. Carl Jung described the shadow as the unacknowledged corners of your subconscious, the traits you reject, deny, or fear to confront. What if your most disliked behaviors in others are a reflection of the traits you've buried in yourself? This is an uncomfortable theory, but imagine harnessing its power. If your subconscious is quietly storing aspects of yourself that society labeled as wrong or unacceptable, those aspects don't simply disappear. They linger beneath the surface, building internal friction. Take, for example, the employee who prides themselves on being calm and agreeable, only to erupt in a fit of rage at small inconveniences. Or the individual who claims to be humble, but hides an intense desire for recognition and praise. These repressed parts fester in the shadows, often coloring your decisions far more than you suspect. Here's the paradox. Accepting your darker facets can turn them into fertilizer for growth. Denying them only grants them more unconscious power, like a smoldering ember hidden under ashes, waiting to ignite. By acknowledging these uncomfortable truths about yourself, you invite them out of the shadows. You can then integrate them, guiding their energies in more constructive ways. That wild anger can become a vibrant form of assertiveness. The craving for validation can transform into healthy self-esteem that recognizes your achievements without leaning on external applause. Think of the shadow self as a treasure chest with a scary exterior, one you'd rather not approach, yet it holds valuable insights about who you are. As you shine a light into that darkness, you might find unexpected gifts, resilience, passion, empathy. All are woven into those repressed aspects, waiting to be redeemed. So the question is, are you ready to confront your shadow, or will it continue to write parts of your narrative from behind the curtain? Most of these ideas, subconscious scripts, hidden beliefs, shadow selves, sound abstract. Nobody wants to be duped by pseudoscience. So let's anchor in tangible research. Look at studies on automatic processes in the human mind. Experimental psychologists have found that people can be primed with certain words or images, words like elderly or polite, and then alter their behavior accordingly, completely unaware of the hidden influences guiding them. That's the subconscious at play. Moreover, neuroscience provides a spotlight. The reticular activating system, RAS, a network of neurons in your brainstem that filters incoming stimuli. Picture your RAS as a personal gatekeeper. It decides which bits of data from the outside world reach your conscious mind. If your subconscious is convinced that success is impossible for you, you'll likely overlook opportunities or solutions that don't align with that script. Conversely, if your hidden beliefs prime you for growth, your RAS helps you spot pathways leading toward your goals almost effortlessly. Research even shows that emotional memories and traumatic experiences can dramatically shape long-term behaviors. These events encode themselves into deeper layers of the psyche, influencing how you interpret new experiences and respond to stress. If you approached a stray dog as a child and got bitten, your subconscious might hold on to that fear, making you flinch around every canine you see, especially if you never processed or challenged that bit of memory. That's not merely a whimsical notion. It's a documented phenomenon of learned fear responses, generalized to broad categories. These scientific underpinnings don't just validate ancient teachings about the subconscious, they provide a lens to see where biology and belief intersect. If you're still questioning whether the hidden mind runs the show, modern research suggests it's not just a mystical hypothesis. It's tangible reality, backed by neuroscientific evidence that your hidden beliefs can alter your brain's focus, your body's reactions, and ultimately your destiny. You may be asking, so how do I discover my hidden beliefs and decode them before they guide my life choices? The good news is, you already hold the key. You just need to turn it. Take journaling, put pen to paper, and stream your consciousness without censure. Patterns you didn't notice in casual thought might leap off the page. Recurring themes, persistent worries, or short lines hinting at deeper wounds can surface. By writing with zero expectations of neatness, you grant your subconscious permission to whisper its truths. Meditation can also become a powerful lens. By calming the conscious mind, you allow deeper layers to bubble up. Thoughts you usually push aside might appear more vividly in that still space. Rather than judging them, you can observe. What does a recurring anxiety say about your unspoken insecurities? Each time you quiet your surface chatter, you open the door for deeper revelations. Think of it as scheduling a meeting with the part of you that rarely gets to speak. Dream work is yet another path. Keep a dream journal by your bedside and jot down everything you recall the moment you wake. Over time, you'll notice patterns, perhaps a recurring color, type of setting, or a feeling you can't shake. Ask yourself, is there a hidden conflict here? A desire you're too frightened to acknowledge? The subconscious mind is cunning with its metaphors, but it rarely deceives you. If you dare to interpret its messages, you might glean guidance about that career move you've been avoiding or the relationship you've been denying yourself. By using these daily introspections, you begin to unearth bits of your hidden script one chunk at a time. And once you've recognized even a single piece, you open the door to rewriting it. Remember, awareness is step one. Action is what follows. For now, just observe which beliefs float to the surface when you offer your subconscious a safe space to speak. The revelations might be surprising, even unsettling, but ultimately empowering as you inch closer to authoring your own narrative. Take a moment to envision the mental shifts that occur once you begin shining light on these hidden beliefs, rewriting the old stories, and embracing every last piece of your shadow. Suddenly, you're not running on autopilot. It's as if an invisible filter has been removed from your eyes. Your senses become sharper, your intuition more trustworthy, and your choices more aligned with the life you've secretly yearned for. You feel the awareness that you're no longer helplessly dancing to someone else's tune. Imagine waking up with a fresh perspective. That ominous self-doubt that used to shadow your mornings has been replaced by curiosity and an eagerness to explore possibilities. Subtly, but powerfully, your reticular activating system starts highlighting solutions, supportive relationships, and resources that guide you toward your aspirations. Rather than brushing aside new opportunities as unlikely or out of reach, you lean into them, fueled by a growing certainty that success is not just for the fortunate few. Meanwhile, all your relationships, at home, at work, with friends, transform in lockstep with your inner shift. You communicate more transparently because you're not afraid that others will see those unpolished parts of you. In fact, you've befriended them. The tension that used to tear at your self-worth is now an unspoken sense of authenticity and depth. People start responding to you differently, as if they sense your newfound clarity. Just think, all of this stems from rewriting hidden lines in your mental script. If this feels like a dream, maybe that's because it's exactly the level of possibility your subconscious once whispered about, but your old beliefs smothered those whispers. Now that you're ready to open the floodgates and embrace the unknown, you're building unstoppable momentum. You've seen the evidence, you've identified the path, and you're stepping onto a horizon where your conscious desires and subconscious directives resonate in harmony. The question remains, are you prepared to keep going, even when it challenges everything you thought you knew about yourself? We've delved into your subconscious script, its cryptic language, the hidden beliefs that self-sabotage, and the real science that proves it's not just fantasy. Now it's your turn to act. Start with something small. Maybe it's that nagging feeling about a career pivot or a relationship shift you've been too unsure to face. Ask yourself, what if my subconscious view of the world is standing between me and real fulfillment? Don't dismiss the power you have in rewriting your story. If your mind truly filters reality, if it sculpts the edges of your experience, why not craft the sort of world you'd want to live in? Reflect and share your boldest realizations in the comments. There might be someone out there with the same hidden struggle you're now stepping beyond. And if you're hungry for more insights that unmask life's deeper layers, subscribe and join our exploration. We're only scratching the surface. The real mysteries are just beginning to unfold.